I stated earlier, I had a phenomenal appendix. There was one more thing. Majesties, I beg of you.
Speak this boon. The right and proper thing within our power, so grant.
I ask that for his skill in vinegars and tinting, that you elevate my apprentice, Oswyn of Bayonne, to your most noble order of the Laurel.
We are aware that the order has made this petition to our predecessors. We are pleased to honor their promises, but we think it meet to hear the words of the crown of name.
Their Majesties summon Duchess Runa Kiri.
Your Majesties, during our reign, we continually heard about the vinegar guy. And we heard tales of his vast amounts of research and experimentation that he put into making period vinegars. But we also watched him go out into the known world and share that. Travel, integrated into his persona, and we've also seen him give love, patience, and very kind support to his family, friends, his local group, and the kingdom. And for that, we saw fit to add him to the most noble order of the world. And we would ask that you continue the work that we were unable to complete.
Thank you, Your Grace. We are most pleased to carry out this duty. Harold, please call for the candidate.
Oswyn Swann, present yourself before their Majesties. Wine cheers the spirit, cider cheers the soul, and vinegar don't cheer the cooking dish. So Oswyn takes stout barrels for a stroll, makes gifts of each to tankard, sauce, and fish. His tavern at the Blue Swan Inn has grown, with music, friends, and laughter, edge to edge. Now Gunnar begs a boon of dragon throne. Would Chancellor now take the Laurel's pledge? From liminal space reflecting well on deeds of teaching, service, artful things well wrought, and wandering roads one's path to courage leads. Sage friend drawn forth from nights of sober thought. Apollo's favor sets this antiphon with laurel leaves on Master Oswyn Swann by Maestra Chia Elena Berganta.
Is there a royal peer to speak of Oswyn's on this?
Your Majesties, if I may, I carry the words of Marquesa Violeta, who was dancing with bears and had a tragic injury and is unable to make it today. I hope that you will let me read her words.
Of course.
Thank you. Your Majesties, thank you for allowing my words to be read into your court, so that the populace here assembled can know that Oswyn Swann possesses the courtesy of a peer of the realm. Peers are called upon to treat everyone with the same respect and courtesy, without bias or prejudice. This courtesy maintains and supplies the magic that enriches and sustains us all. The coronet of a royal peer does not come with an endless font of sparkle. We, as royal peers, sometimes need to be recipients of that noble largesse. When I met Oswyn Swann, I overheard him say to someone else, "Here's the rum that I said I would bring you." And as a reflex, I inserted myself into the conversation by asking, "Where's the rum you brought for me?" I wasn't wearing regalia. He didn't know who I was. But at the next event, he brought me rum. And I still have it. There hasn't been any occasion worthy of such a small but wondrous gift of magic and glitter. Your Majesties, I can attest to this candidate's courtesy with the guests and residents of the mid-realm. Oswyn treats people with the courtesy expected of a peer without fear or favor. He is doing the work expected of a peer. Be it your will to welcome him into the Order of the Laurel, I, Marquesa Violeta do Porto, do hereby affix my name and my words, and thus commend him to you.
Thank you. You're a member of the chivalry to speak of Oswyn's perseverance.
Your Majesties, I am Laurel formerly of the Little Kingdom, now of the Big Kingdom, and I bring word from Constable de Chugo, who is traveling at the moment.
long. Yes.
Your Majesty, thank you for allowing my words to be read in your court, first of all. I, Countess of Pedro, a member of the Order of Chivalry, would like to speak about the candidate Oswyn's perseverance. My liege lord, as you all know, the skill of driving drum takes determination, modesty, and stick-to-itiveness. But to become a Laurel, I dare say takes a slightly different type of dedication. Here man, one must study various texts and archives to gain knowledge, to be skilled in an art or science. And Oswyn has toiled to learn the level of mastery, a not one, but many things. His last work is breathtaking and elegant. I can only imagine how many times he was led in pursuit of perfection. To perform miracles, such as turning wine into vinegar, talk about it being an exact science. However, if that were as simple as everyone thinks, everyone would be able to do it. The man had the pluck to figure out which procedures would work, teach them to others, and then have the guts to enter his creations in numerous terms of arts. Tournaments where you don't actually get to hit people or attempt to visit the dungeon to your will. Instead, you must use reason and research to align them to your cause. This is true tenacity, simply amazing. Oswyn is truly my peer and will make a spectacular addition to the realm and society and the work of the world. Somewhere in Scotland, Countess of Shugo, and that is
Is there a pelican to speak of Oswyn's service?
Yes, your majesties. By your will. Your most royal majesties, I am Wilhelm Mahalik, companion of your most noble order of the Pelican, and by your leave I would speak on the service rendered by my protege Oswyn. The oath sworn by Pelicans requires that we labor for the common good, to enrich the kingdom and the society so that they may flourish and grow. I will say that Oswyn became Chancellor of your Royal University just before the Great Plague brought all that we do to a virtual halt. It was not the job for which he signed on, nor the job he wanted to do, but EROM was the job. And Oswyn and his staff delivered hundreds of classes, taught by scores of teachers to thousands of students over months of time and effort. The EROM became a model upon which other kingdoms beyond your borders built their own programs. Oswyn has served his group as an officer and as an event steward. He has welcomed, guided, encouraged, subsidized, and transported newcomers so that they may more readily find a place in the SCA. He has created and gifted the works of his hand and his heart, whether glasswork tokens and heraldic plates, or cordials and shrubs, served forth at tavern or at feast, or his current passion, vinegar, with a generous and unstinting heart. Your kingdom is enriched by this man, my peer, and by my honor, my hand, and my heart, I commend him to your majesty.
Thank you. Is there a master of defense to speak of Oswyn's courage?
There is, your majesty. My name is Adam Coleman, and I would speak if you'll permit.
If you can be brief, Master. I'm sure Oswyn's needs starting not such a good idea.
I will cut to the chase. My oath to the kingdom invokes courage and honor, and what I know of Oswyn is this. He brings ferocious courage to the kitchen where he begins his craft, and abundant honor to every table, every counter, every wheelbarrow, where he shares the fruit of that labor. Oswyn has a kind heart and a strong mind, born to experiment and born to teach. We are lucky to have him among us, and he is truly already my peer, and I look forward to the remainder of this ceremony, which confirms that to all those assembled. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a member of the populace to speak to Oswyn's generosity?
Your majesties, I bring word from Baroness Verena Entworth, who unfortunately was ill and unable to be here today. If I may. I, Baroness Verena Entworth, proprietress of the Drunken Duck, do send word of Oswyn Swann's generosity. a noble characteristic of any artisan. It is said that rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. Yet Oswyn is one of the kindest, most generous souls I have had the pleasure to meet. You find this generosity across the entire known world in the gifting of his vinegars. Enjoyable on their own, they also find their way into beverages, sauces, condiments, components, and feasts, and gift baskets shared freely across our society. But generosity is more than just giving away material goods. It is also time, attention, wisdom, and energy. Oswyn goes far above in his generosity of teaching and private tutelage of his art, in the sharing of his contagious enthusiasm. That enthusiasm for art itself, and also the giving away of any and all knowledge he unearths. This is where his true generosity is visible, in the sharing of himself and the generosity of his soul. Our community, our kingdom, our society, and I know my personal life are all better for it and for him.
Mr. Bitter, before we can take Oswyn into our most noble order of the Laurel and take his guilty, he must be released from the Please call forth our order of the Laurel.
Companions of the Laurel, present yourselves before their majesties.
Noble lords and ladies, is your opinion that Oswyn Swann is worthy of elevation into the order of the Laurel?
Oswyn, know that to wear the laurel wreath is a holy and sacred trust that the foundation of the arts and sciences will demand your efforts every moment of your life. As the wreath denotes the love of the muses upon you, so too that love flow into all of your efforts.
The laurel serves as an inspiration to all. The laurel exemplifies artistic talent at the highest degree. Know well that others will look to you for inspiration. Their spark is in your care. Your skill and knowledge are not a hoard to be guarded, but a gift to be shared so that others can also grow.
A lawyer must want to do good works, must be willing to do them, and will do them frequently and extensively. A laurel has foresight, audacity, and endurance. A laurel must be gracious and gallant always, letting honor be your guide. Rightly or wrongly, a laurel is taken as an authority whose words carry considerable weight, and this will be a heavy burden.
A laurel must love his kingdom and his province, and fulfill most faithfully his feudal duties to his king. His word must be dependable beyond doubt or question, and his art must be an inspiration. He must be generous to all, and always and everywhere his actions must demonstrate the love of the muses in his works and his deeds.
Therefore, Oswyn, it is your wish to accept elevation into the order of the laurel.
It is. Oswyn, right mindful of your service to the society and responsive to the wishes of your peers, we are resolved to create you a companion of the Laurel, who stand as a beacon of the arts and sciences for the society and the Midland. Therefore, will you, Oswyn, give us your word to continue to fulfill the requirements set forth for the governance of this order, as you must surely have until now? I do.
Will you increase your labors nobly, increase your talents as befits one of your rank, and seek to disseminate your talents and abilities throughout the society?
I will. Do you promise to train any dependents to serve as you have served? I will.
Other medallions?
The first medallion is the coin stamp. I received the stamped coin from friends, so this one is friends. And the second is one that I'm crafting myself.
take from our hands these symbols of nobility and a token of our esteem. Wear them proudly so that all may recognize your service as we have acknowledged it this day.
Is there a wreath?
There is, Your Majesty. From among the relics of the silver thimble guild of the Barony of Ireton, I present this hood which was given by Emperor the Invincible to Oswyn's ancestors and his services.
Display this wreath as an outward token of your new station.
Is there a cloak?
There is, Your Majesty.
Wear this cloak as an outward token of your new station.
Is that all? Now, swear your oath of fealty.
Continuing instruction of my peace and glory.
This do we hear and shall never forget, nor fail to reward that which is given. Fealty with love, service with honor, and oath breaking with justice.
People of the mid-realm, we present Master Oswyn Swann.
King and Anne-Marie, our queen, send due recommendation and greeting. For so much as we understand for certain that every artisan and fraternity within our realm do compact, study, devise, and imagine with unletting devoirs and diligencies, ever to perfect their craft and art. So hath Oswyn of Bacon of Vinaigrere done in worthy pursuit of mastery of the arts and sciences of the vine and orchard. And so we purpose, compelled thereto by very force of nature, through the most convenient and most honorable ways and means, to exalt and prefer him to honor and nobility as a companion of the most noble order of the Laurel, both for the tender zeal and hearty affection we bear him, and for the benefit he may vouchsafe unto our kingdom as a mirror unto the populace, and in token of noblesse and increase of honor, have given and granted the arms, as in the margin depict more plainly appearing. For chevron frabasura and work in base a swan diet of order argent, forevermore to have and to hold, occupy and rejoice without any impediment, interruption, let, or impeachment, by virtue of his patents honor.
Ladies, present to you the newest member of the Order of the Laurel. Masters and mistresses, please remain.